What's going on, guys? We'll get started in just a second. Just a second. It's gonna be a little bit. We're doing chapter 2 or chapter 3 today, wherever we picked up or left off. Oh yeah, brother. Just gotta get a little warm up going. We'll be starting up soon. Just in case anybody is gonna pile in. Oh wait. You never know, baby. You never know, baby. But yeah, yesterday, let's do a historical recap here for posterity's sake. Yesterday was the first day, first episode in the Swift Learnalong. And, you know, so far so good. I mean, we're only at the very basic. So, you know, it's hard to say what the ergonomics are going to be of the language. But I will say that I think no matter what, I don't know this for a fact, but my presumption is that coming from Golang, this will be undoubtedly a much more ergonomic language. Now, I'm just gonna do a quick. This is not a fitness channel. Just doing a quick warm up. Shit, ain't like nobody's watching anyway. But yeah, so let's do some record keeping. I think one of the things that really kind of bothered me about Swift is just the fact that it's so young, you know, and really, I mean, the age is not the problem. It's just the state of web development. And I think, like most people, when I got the itch to start learning Swift, you know, I think I did what most people would do. And, you know, you're going to do your due diligence and go check out the language. And when I did that, initially, I just didn't look hard enough. That's the long and short of it. Because initially, I got this impression that Swift was still too immature to really adopt as a truly general-purpose programming language. And when I say that, I mean, well, it's always been general-purpose, but for Apple's platforms. I don't know what the term is necessarily for all platforms, but that's what I wanted. So I wanted to be able to just have one language I could focus on that can cover all domains. And the more I thought about it, I thought, you know, it would be amazing if Swift could be used, because if you start with the most complicated of platforms, and by complicated I mean Apple's walled garden, if you think about it, this is just my logic, but if you think about it, if you really want to produce desktop applications for all platforms, then that includes Apple's platforms, but also given that there's really not a lot of choices when it comes to iOS development outside of Swift. It's kind of like JavaScript for the web, inevitably you're going to end up writing some JavaScript, just like I'm sure you're going to have to end up writing some Swift. The problem is also too is that the App Store is absolutely it's the most profitable option for sure. I mean, for an indie dev, I just think it's the safest bet outside of, just publishing your web app for whoever. Anyway, point is, more thought about it, I'm like, it would be actually freaking sweet if the language that gets me across the most complicated barrier can also create other applications, because then I really can just learn, well, really 2 languages, but I know enough JavaScript to do damage, and I've written some Go before, so it's not like I'm crippled without one or the other, but it just seems like a good bet. Because the more I look into it, I'm going to show. Oh, actually, I don't want to just get started, but now I'm wondering if I liked the video. There's let me get a new tab here. Where's my history? What? Oh. There was this really good conference talk that I saw on Swift on the server that really unavailable light. It doesn't list them in the order that I liked them? Dude. I guess so, kinda. There's no way I didn't like it. Well, shoot, I didn't. There was God dang. I think this is it. Yeah, it's this one. I'm just gonna like it real quick. Where is it at? Like. Yeah, so server side Swift State of the Union by Tim Condon. If you really want to know the state of Swift on the server, you can go watch this. This is a year old. So obviously improvements have come on top of this, but even just this talk alone, he gives details, which is what a lot of things are sorely missing, about where Swift on the server is, who's using it, what you can use it for, is it stable? And the answer is yes. Anyway, it cleared up a lot of misconceptions I had about the viability of Swift as a main language for all platforms. So yeah, highly recommend if you're kind of in the same boat, wondering if you should, quote unquote, go all in, or if you just want to maybe migrate to a singular language that can do everything. I think this is a pretty safe bet, and it's only going to get better. And if we learn it, we can contribute. So let's do that. And that's the basis of this Learnalong. So that's really what's driving it, because I'm somebody that comes from the ERP space. I worked with ERP packages, none that you guys probably would have heard of. So just ERP systems in general, they're all pretty much the same. And a lot of that work was also specifically with a manufacturing plugin. It was a program, but effectively a plugin to a larger system. So there's a lot of interesting problems to solve in that space. So most of our customers were food manufacturers or food distributors. And we had some discrete customers, but for the most part, they were food and beverage. And they have a lot of interesting challenges with, inventory, with managing inventory capacity, ordering on time, fulfilling orders. It's always this kind of cat and mouse. So, yeah, I wanted a language that can really kind of help solve that space, because on the one hand, I think there's certainly in the formulaic sense, there's things that you can contribute to solve some of those problems, and people have. But often those formulas, them being so specific to a domain or even just a specific organization, many times, there's no carryover. And I think there can be, with the right tool, you can empower users to just build the formula effectively. Because I would go on site, before I got into programming, I would go on site a lot and travel and see the operations, see the factories, talk to the people, spend a lot of time with them, because I was training them on the new software and stuff like that. And so I definitely get the sense that in the grand scheme, to simplify things, I would just say, I think anybody could do it given the right tool. That's really what I'm saying. And so that's something that I want to try to build, but of course, I want to do that. I think it would be well served through a desktop application for, heavy data-driven types of things, and then having a mobile app that you can lean on to pull reports or make quick changes, stuff like that. So that's what I want to build. That's what we're going to do. So got a long way to go, but that's what this is going to be all about. So we're going to work through this big nerd Swift book first. It's really good so far. I like it. They're very organized. It doesn't seem like they just paid, some CS student to just write it. That's why I like their books. A lot of other books are pretty frustrating, just in the sense that they don't. If you know what you're doing, the more experience you have, you can probably follow along a little bit better. But the problem that I have with that is oftentimes these books and courses even will be billed as beginner friendly, and they're making way too many assumptions about the audience. So if you're going to call it something for beginners, prove it. Behave as such. But they don't. Most of them don't. And that's unfortunate, but this book does, and so we're going to use this. So we left off yesterday at conditionals. So far, we just learned about let, to define your variables. We learned about type annotations, how there is type inference, but we don't have to declare types, but we can. The inference is automatic, so if we don't write this, it would just be inferred based off the value, and it'll catch any errors if we try to add, int to a string, yada yada. Pretty basic stuff. So now we're at conditionals. We're only on chapter 3. This is episode 2, and it starts right now. Okay, conditionals. In previous chapters, your code led a relatively simple life. You declared some constants and variables and then assigned them values. But of course, the application really comes to life, and programming becomes a bit more challenging when the application makes decisions based on contents of its variables. Okay. If-else statements execute code based on specific logical condition. You have a relatively simple either-or situation, and depending on the result, one branch of code or another, but not both, runs. Okay. Consider nowhere, which is our city we got here. Consider nowhere, your small town from the previous chapter, and imagine that you need to buy stamps. Either nowhere has a post office or it does not. If it does, you will buy stamps there. If it does not, you will need to drive to the next town to buy stamps. Whether there is a post office is your logical condition. Okay. The different behaviors are get stamps in town and get stamps out of town. Some situations are more complex than a binary yes, no. You will see a more flexible mechanism called switch in chapter 5, but for now let's keep it simple. Create a new blank macOS playground and name it conditionals. Okay, we did that. Set it to automatically run. That's the Xcode setting down here, which I still can't click it, so whatever, just forget it. But I set up a shortcut to do the same thing, so it doesn't really matter. And create a new blank. Oh wait, we did that. It says automatically run. Enter the code below, which shows the basic syntax. Okay. Okay, so, but this is what I'm talking about. So this is what I like. See how they do the just simple strike through? I mean, it seems so basic, but why don't more people do it? I don't know. They just throw out code and expect you to know the context in which they're speaking of, and it's like nested inside a. There's like 5 functions on the page that you've written, and they tell you to just change this code, enter this code, change this variable. Bitch, where? Like, anyway, that's frustrating for me. If you're gonna teach, then fucking teach. Don't be lazy and do it. Anyway, so let population int. We did that. String, we did that. Okay, if population less than 10,000, the message is, oh yeah, we covered this too. String interpolation, escape character, and then you just put your variable in parentheses. Is a small town. Else, the message will be population is pretty big. Print message. Okay, so we did that part. Yep. And we ran it. What was the run that? And we get okay, yes, we got that. I think it was Command Shift Y for the console. Yep. Vim mode is sick in Xcode. Oh, I love this down here. This is so great. This will help me learn it, and then then I can look down my nose at people. Okay. You first declare population as an instance of the int type on line 3. Yep. Sure did. Yep. And I gotta quit touching my mouse. You declare population as an instance of the int type and assign it to value. You also declare a constant called message that is of string type. So we did that too, which it, oh, how do we do the line thing? It's 4G. Yeah, let message. And that's a string, type annotation of string. You leave this declaration uninitialized at first, meaning you do not assign it to a value. Okay, so uninitialize is when you declare the type or declare the variable, but you do not assign it a value yet. Well, enough. And page, wait. You leave, uninitialized meaning that you do not assign it a value. Swift requires you to assign it a value before you can use it, but that assignment can be in a separate step. Next comes the conditional if-else statement. This is where message is assigned a value based on whether the if statement evaluates to true. This is where message is assigned a value based on whether the if statement evaluates to true. Okay. Notice that if you use string interpolation to put the population, notice that you use string interpolation to put. Figure 3.1 shows what your playground should look like. Conditionally describe a town's population. Okay, so let's see what we got. It's import cocoa. $5 if you know that reference. Let population int. Yep. String. Yep. Oh, we did all that. What is this? I must have got twisted up. The condition in the if-else statement tests whether your town's population is less than 10,000 via the comparison operator, less than operator. If the condition evaluates to true, then the value of the message is set to the first string literal. X is a small town. Yeah. Okay, sure. So the operator operates on the first message, and the else is if it's false. Yeah. If the condition evaluates to false, if the population is 10,000 or greater, then the value of the message string literal X is pretty big, right? In this case, the town's population is less than 10,000. So message is set to 5422 is a small town, which is what we got. So table 3.1 table 3.1 lists Swift's comparison operators. Okay. So less than operator, easy enough. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So this is all familiar if you've remember your algebra class at all or anything, except for this double equal. Evaluates whether the value on the right, on the left is equal to the value on the right. Oh yeah, we talked about that a little bit yesterday. Just how some languages, like functional languages, often will use equals as assignment and equality, but this is more JavaScript style, I guess. Oh, there's the triple one. I was hoping that wouldn't be here. Okay, so that's equality. Why is it that okay, now that was weird. So equality. And what is that? That's the not equal to instead of that's whether it's not equal to, and then triple equals and we got evaluates whether two references point to the same. Oh. Same instance. That's interesting. Evaluates whether two references do not point to the same instance. I hate that. Why isn't it 3? Why not make it? I hate that. Oh well. You do not need to understand all the operators' descriptions right now. You'll see many of them in action as you move throughout this book. God, I really don't like that. Why the fuck? Why just make it this? That's gonna confuse me. So this one is, yeah, so there's no, whatever. It'll settle in, I'm sure. Okay, you do not need to understand all the operators' descriptions right now. You will see many of them in action as you move throughout the book, and they will become clear as you use them. Refer back to this table as reference if you have questions. Sometimes you want to execute code and a certain condition is met, and do nothing if it is not. Enter the code below to see an example. Notice that the new code shown in bold appears in 2 places. Also, we will no longer show the line import Cocoa unless it is needed to help you position new code. Okay, so what does that mean? Just leave it there? Okay. So let population, so they added let as post office. It's of type bool. What's up, bool? And then down here they get rid of that. What are we doing here? If it does not have, or if has post office evaluates to false, print where do we buy stamps? Okay. July date. I move, you move, just like that. Here you add a new variable called has post office. This variable has type bool, short for boolean. Boolean types can take one of 2 values, true or false. In this case, the boolean has post office variable keeps track of whether the town has a post office. You set it to true, meaning that it does. Okay. The operator, known as logical not, it tests whether has post office is false. The logical not operator returns the opposite of a Boolean value. So if a Boolean's value is true, the operator returns false, and vice versa. So okay, so that's good to know. So driven by the initial true false that you give it. Yeah. So in the code above, after setting the value of has post office, you ask whether it is false. Okay, line 14. Yeah. So the code above you. Oh, if has post office is false, you do not know where to buy stamps. So you ask If has post office is true, you know where to buy stamps and do not have to ask, so nothing happens. Because has post office was initialized to true, the condition has post office is false. That is, it is not the case that has post office. That is, it is not the case that has post office is false. Because post office was initialized to true, the condition of it being false is not true. A very roundabout way of saying, I feel like what was already said, but still appreciated, I suppose. I mean, I get it. I get what's happening. It's just, that's a lot of words to say the same thing. Okay, and, logical and. So double and. Okay, double ampersand. Double pipe for or. This is what always gets me. And then logical not. Okay. Logical operators. Ternary operator. Oh boy, that term. Ternary operator is very similar to an if-else statement, but it has more concise syntax. A, question mark, B. So what if A evaluates to true, then B, else C? Is that what they're saying? In English, the ternary operator reads something like, if A is true, then do B, otherwise do C. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I liked it. I liked it. All right. So it wants me to replace that then? Is that what you want, brother? Listing 3.3 using the ternary operator. See, that's so nice. So they tell you what needs to leave. So if, get rid of this. And this. Get rid of the else and the message and the one below it. Oh, hell yeah, brother. And then, oh, I see. So message equals, we're just gonna recreate it with the ternary operator. I gotcha. Population less than 10,000. Okay. I assume I don't have to do this kind of indent, but oh, why is it way out there? Okay, escape character. Okay, so it's the same thing. Population is a small town. Why are you yelling? And oh, I need a space, right? That's my else symbol. Else population. It's pretty big. Your result is unchanged. Message is still set to 5422 is a small town. And running code was Command Shift Enter. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so same result. I do like that a lot better. Whoa, that really makes a big difference. Big. It's weird. If else for me is one of the few, like if you guys have ever seen the programming language called Ada or Pascal or even Elixir, maybe OCaml, yeah, OCaml too. But you know, they have the begin end blocks instead of the curly brace, which I just prefer because when you get into big code bases, like I said, most of what I did was in Golang, and I write a ton of SQL too, but SQL to me is its own animal, and I love SQL, so don't hear me badmouth it here, but Golang, that was one of the things I didn't like, is since it's not very opinionated on how you structure your code, it can kind of be all over the place, you know. So if you don't have good methods in place, and not like Go methods, but just like actual physical process procedures, rules, policies that you follow at your job, then it's I don't know, that shit can get pretty ugly. You know, if sometimes your func main's up here, sometimes it's down here in the middle. Like, it just, but it's not even the func main, it's just the code over time, to me, just tends to create this this walled effect. But that's not just Go, right? That's like anything that uses that for scope. So yeah, I like the begin end, because I will tell you this, even though for a while I thought, I mean, I'm not sure why I thought this, I just needed more experience, but I thought significant white space was the way to go. I thought, you know, indentation for scope was it, but that shit sucks, man, once you get, again, to me. But yeah, that's in the same class with the YAML, like Python YAML. I look at them the same way. I'm like, dude, just please don't make me write anything complex in that, because yeah, it's not fun. That's not fun. So I like that. But you know what's cool is I think I just hit %, right? Oh, my bad. But not in insert mode. If I do the % sign, that's just a Vim thing, right? But yeah, I'm new to it, so leave me alone. But this is awesome, because it just takes you to the matching delimiter. And this was always a big problem for me. You know, I was using VS Code, and I was using there's some cool plugins that'll let you do the same thing, but they kept breaking, or they would, you know, I would be on some other install, and I gotta try to remember the name of it, and I don't know. I'm sure there's a function you can use that in other editors too, but it's nice that it's just there. And the fact that I see it on the screen, you know, this little line here taught me more Vim than I ever cared to know, and now I really like it. So yeah, this is good stuff. It's a lot of fun. Your result. Okay, we got the same results. So what do we need to do now? Back on Kindle. We're talking. If population else. Wait, what happened? Rewrite. Okay, we did. Result was unchanged. Yeah, the ternary operator can be a source of controversy. Some programmers love it. Some programmers loathe it. I mean, I really don't see how that's superior to me, but we come down somewhere in the middle. This particular usage is not very elegant. The ternary operator is great for concise statements, but if your statement starts wrapping to the next line, we think you should use if-else instead. Well, okay. I mean, I can see why they would say that, but also, like, maybe don't indent half your space away, and then, you know, probably won't happen nearly as much. I mean, I don't know. This is just kind of throwing me right here. Is that really the style? Is that the Swift style? Maybe that's just weird formatting, because damn it, I just want to zoom out. No, that's how they intended to write it. Maybe a little smaller. Yeah. What's it called? Lost my spot. Oh yeah. Okay, not very elegant ternary. If else, ternary argument. Hit Command Z to undo, removing the ternary operator and restoring your if else. Okay. You say so, brother. You mean hit Command Z many, many times? Is that? Okay, we're back. Next, nested ifs. You can nest if statements for scenarios with more than 2 possibilities. You can do this by writing an if-else statement inside the curly braces of another if-else statement. To see this, nest an if-else statement within the else block of your existing if-else statement. Okay. Here you say, full true if population less than 10,000. Okay, yeah, so right there. If population is greater than or equal to 10,000, and population is less than 50,000? Yeah. Then the message will equal population is a medium town. If, oh, I see, else, and then another else. Message equal is pretty big. Okay, so we didn't change that one. Print message. I'm missing a. What's that? Which one? Print message. Also, this print order with best names. Okay. Your nested if clause uses the greater than or equal to comparator, that is the comparison operator, and the and logical operator to check whether population is within the range of 10,000 to 50,000 before your town's population does not because your town's population does not fall within that range. Your message is set to 5422 is a small town as before. Try bumping up the population. How do you go to the end, start of the line? O for start of the, or 0? $0 and $sign. What the fuck? Well, like I said, I mean, if it wasn't on that, this is why. But I guess, okay, $0 and $sign, whatever. I've come up with some pretty jank shortcuts myself, so let me shut up. All right, so $0 and $sign. All right, what do you want me to do? You want me to? Oh yeah, how do I immediately enter or insert at the end of the line? B is. B. Prior word, delete, change, insert. Capital I is at the $0. God damn it, I'm gonna have to ask. Then insert at end of line. Oh, I knew it was something like that. No, I didn't. Capital A is what it is. Okay. Okay, so capital A. Aha. Cool. All right, 5422. Now, what do you want me to do? Try bumping it up. Okay, above 10,000, obviously. 10,001. Shift enter. Is a medium town. Cool. All right. So, make sure I got got all this. See, this is terribly ugly to me. I don't see how that's. I mean, it's not heinous. It ain't go. I mean, oh, that's what I meant to do. So, just out of curiosity mainly, I will be just doing these comparisons. Actually, where's my? And I wanted to do the other one too. Cool. That way I can. Oops. What is this? God, what the hell I was doing? Oh, yeah. Shoot. I wanted to. God damn it, there wasn't even a point in doing that. I wanted to not open this up, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay. I thought I could close. Trick is so goofy, dude. It's so strange because I remember I couldn't even believe that he was rapping at first because probably one of the why I say that one of the few people that saw him on Degrassi first. Like certainly now more people know him as Drake, but when he came out with that song, may not mean nothing to y'all, but I was like, wait, Aubrey? I forget his name on Degrassi. Was it also Aubrey? I don't think it was. Shit, what was I doing? Oh, Swift. Yeah, I just want to see as I go along what the comparison is like. Just it helps me relate the ideas since I saw so much go. Okay, package range. Oh, just right there, huh? Inside the main function. Population. Oh, I guess 'cause, I mean in Swift you don't. This is kind of, I guess, wrapped. You don't have to tell it. Or yeah, you don't have to write that. Population. What is? I always hated that. Var message of type string. I do like that in Go. You don't have to do this, the colon and the uppercase. The whole case, using case to control scope and exposure and whatnot, it's not awesome to me, but Swift does that. Has post office, yeah, true. If population, oh, so these are just using type reference. Swift could do the same thing. Now, where it is a big win though, for sure, is like Go's string interpolation is dookie. Like, I understand this. I mean, this is how most older languages do it, but it's just not. It's not great for, especially when you have complex strings that you got to put together. Because you're literally like the developer literally just has to know the order of things, the sequence of things, right? You don't get to just name the thing inside the string exactly where you need it. It's not awesome. So that's a big plus for Swift. Everything else kind of looks pretty similar. Okay, just curious. Now let's go back to this code. Okay, where were we? Your nested if, where were we? Okay, so we got medium town. Your nested if clause uses the greater than or equal to comparator. Comparator, is that a word? Don't get cute on me. Just say what it is. A comparator. Man, I'm getting clowned today. No, that's cool. I didn't know it was a word. Good old big nerd. These really are good books. And they always catch me lacking, which is a good thing. Okay, so okay, we bumped it up. Yeah, nested if-else statements are common in programming. You will find them out in the wild. You'll be writing them as well. There is no limit to how deeply you can nest these statements. However, the danger of nesting them too deeply is that it makes the code harder to read. Boy, does it. 1 or 2 levels are fine, but beyond that, your code becomes less readable and maintainable. There are ways to avoid nested statements. Next, you are going to refactor the code that you've written to make it a little easier to follow. Refactoring means changing the code so that it does the same work, but in a different way. Refactoring means changing code so that it does the same work, but in a different way. Remember that shit. It may be more efficient, be easier to understand, or it might just look prettier. Okay, else if. The else if conditional lets you chain multiple conditional statements together. Else if allows you to check against multiple cases and conditionally executes code depending on which clause evaluates to true. You can have as many else if clauses as you want. Only one condition will match. Am I reading the same nested? Okay. To make your code a little easier to read, extract the nested if-else statement to be a standalone clause that evaluates whether your town is a medium size. Okay. Ooh. Ah! Okay. So what did you delete here? So what did you do? You moved message else and you got rid of that and you added after the first if population is a small town, else. Oh, I see. Else if else. Okay. Else if population greater than equal to 10,000 and population is less than 50,000. Message. Wait. Message equal population is a medium town. Is medium town. Else. Oh, I see. Okay. Message. Okay. It's pretty big. And then print message. Okay. We're missing one. Yes. Extraneous. And it's a medium town again. I guess that is formatted the way that they want it. I don't know. They showed me the ternary thing and I like it better, to be honest. I mean, this is... I guess there's really just not a... If you're going to have a bunch of nested conditions anyway, it's probably never going to look great, so... Whatever. I get it. I think we get it. We understand what's going on. If has supposed to be... So instead of nesting the if-else, we did else if. I think, yeah. Else if. If population is this, else if population. Then this. Else. Oh, okay. So they can... Okay. So they can go in the middle, but you're still going to always end with the else, because you started with the if in the first place, so it's going to be if-else, but you can nest the else if. Okay. You are using one else if clause, but you can chain many more. This block of code is an improvement over the nested if else above. As we mentioned, you will see another Swift feature that allows you to cover multiple conditional possibilities later in this book. Switch, described in chapter 5. Bronze challenge. Add an additional else if statement to the town sizing code. The town sizing code to see if your town's population is very large. Choose your own population thresholds. Set the message variable accordingly. Okay. Let's achieve bronze status. So if else if so I can stick it here, yeah? Whoa, what just happened? It was else, and then I typed... Oh, I don't know what happened. Else if oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so else if population greater than equal to, so what's my top? Less than, so it would be greater than or equal to 50,000, which only makes sense. And population less than, what is that, 1,000? 1 million and the message is population is hella big. Else. Yeah? Add an additional else if outside it's very large. Choose your own population threshold, set the message. Okay, so let's say it is 999. No. It's 900,000. There we go. Command Shift Enter. 900,000 is hella big. We have achieved bronze status. Add additional else if. That's all they wanted, right? Else if. Else. Huh. Okay. Okay. Numbers. Numbers are the fundamental language of computers. They are also a staple of software development. Numbers are used to keep track of. What was this thing bouncing around for? It's better. All right, numbers are the fundamental language of computers. They are. What is that thing over there? Oh, okay. Okay, numbers are the fundamental language of computers. They're also a staple of software development. Numbers are used to keep track of temperature, count the letters in a sentence, and track the number of zombies infesting a town. Numbers come in two basic flavors, integers and floating point numbers. Let me get a swig real quick. Don't stop. Hold on one sec. Play what? Papi chulo. Dun 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 dun. Back on the grind. Order some lunch soon. If you ain't ate your first meal of the day yet, get your ass up and go eat. No, wait. Go eat something. I hate when I got into this terrible cycle where I was ordering fast food every night, late at night before I go to bed, eat that horrible shit, go to sleep, wake up, stomach hurts till like 2 p.m., taking like 9 dumps. I don't feel normal again until 5 p.m., eat a big fucking meal, feel alright. Do it all again at 2 a.m., fuck up my stomach. It's just a terrible cycle, don't do it. Always tell people you want to give yourself a raise, delete those fucking food apps. And then, use them myself. They really are heinous, though. Alright, my fault. Just had to take care of something real quick. All right. So now, numbers. Numbers are. Oh, we read that. Okay, integers. You have worked with integers already, but we have not yet defined them. Yeah, we did. Right here. An integer is a number that does not have a decimal point or fractional component, aka it is a whole number. Integers are frequently used to represent a count of things. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Integers. I was hoping I could do my. We're gonna try. I'm trying to get my legs up, you know, doing these Armenian squats or Bulgarian squats. Boy, do they work. You have worked with, okay. Such as pages and a whole number. Integers are frequently used to represent a count of things, such as the number of pages in a book. 2. A difference between integers. 3. Used by computers and numbers you use elsewhere. 4. Is that an integer type on a computer takes up a fixed amount of memory. 5. Therefore, integers cannot represent all possible whole numbers. 6. They have a minimum and maximum value. 7. And we could tell you those 8 minimum maximum values, but we are going to let Swift tell you instead. 9. Create a new macOS playground. 10. Make it numbers. Okay, well, I can't do that right now. 1 and 2 and good job everybody. 3 and 4 and 5. Woo. Sweating a little bit in the headphones. Okay. 8 9 one more and 10. Fuck out of here. Ooh, okay. Man, weighted balls are one of mankind's greatest inventions. I wish I would have discovered them a long time ago, because I'm telling you, there's just something about calisthenics can do excellent things for your physique. Keep you slim. Keep you kind of, you can build some muscle. You ain't gonna be the biggest motherfucker, but you know, you're gonna feel good. You're gonna feel healthy. You're gonna look good in your clothes. Yeah, get that gut down. I used to be really into bodybuilding. I used to be a lot bigger too, but it didn't look right, you know. This is way better. Health is the way to go. Health is your wealth. Okay, so where are we? Oh, create a new, yeah. Create a new macOS playground and name it numbers. Righto, chap. File. Playground. Yeah, macOS. Call it what? Numbers. Numbers. And I wanted to mark these as learning. For future reference. Tab. Create. And, you know, I wish, for some reason, there's just not like a... You would think that this is maybe add a tab. It's not. You might think this is, but it's not. You just, I mean, you can do it, but for some reason you have to like call it in the other window first. I'm not sure why, but whatever. Very small complaint. Okay, so numbers. What just happened? This is not number. I didn't. You saw that? That's pretty buggy. it just feels so, that part of Xcode just feels real clunky. Coming from Sublime with origami, man. So good. Whatever. Okay, so I bet you want to. Oh, you don't want me to do that. Okay. I'm making run enter the following code. We did the import. Hello. Yeah. Vim mode. Print. Is int max int.min. Why's it gotta be a man? Alright, so man. The sidebar results. Oh, you want me to run that shit? Playa. I hate Mac OS. I just anything having to do with Windows sizing, navigation, just fucking sucks on Mac OS. I'm sorry. It just fucking sucks. I mean, I got 3 apps alone in my toolbar here: Magnet, Amphetamine, and fucking I forget the name of that other one. That cat thing. Just to help get features that you have on Windows and fucking Linux out of the box. Whoever sold, I don't know. Yeah. Marketing is just so far from reality. I'll tell you that. They are great machines, though. Don't get it twisted. They're fantastic hardware. Very subpar operating system. I'll just say that. Okay. Now, at least from a Windows management perspective. Okay. Now, sidebar. And I wanted to run this, so Command, Shift, Enter. Cool. So you know what's interesting about that number? Was a number a date? Where? Hold on one sec. Let me. It's gonna bother me if I don't go find it. So this. Yeah. Hard recommend. So hard. Boner hard. The Secret Life of Programs. If you want to be a programmer, or even if you're just interested in technology in general, how computers work, fantastic read. This basically covers all the surrounding shit that you actually will have to deal with. Not all of it, obviously, but it's just a great book. And it's very informative. It's pragmatic. You should just definitely go read it. How much was it? I got this at Barnes & Noble. It's $45 USD. You know, a bit pricey, but seriously, the amount of knowledge in here, and look, you got lots of pictures, but you can't really see it, but there's lots of like nice Excalibur style flow charts. I would hold it up to the camera, but I don't want to fuck up the focus. So, yeah, but I would just really recommend getting this if, you want to do, definitely if you want to be full stack, this is a great book for that, because even though you wouldn't necessarily interact with all of the components to the depth that it's described in this book, it's very useful knowledge to know. And honestly, probably the biggest thing that you'll benefit from, at least for me, is a lot of this stuff that you'll read, you'll be like, oh, that's what that is, because you'll be familiar, in passing, just as you've been in and around technology, as you've been working around it or just watching content about it, consuming content. You pick up on a lot of these concepts, but you don't necessarily, in your mind, given that you've never gone through like a formal training or a formal education, in your mind, you don't know what the terms are. You don't know what to tie that to. And so this is really great because, especially if, like, for me, when I read this book, when I did my first read through this book, I was coming from, like, I'd maybe worked in and around software for 3 years or something like that, or just writing SQL. And aside from that, I was just a end user, doing simple things like installs, stuff like that. And this was great for that time period. But honestly, I would think that if you're a person that ever feels lost when it comes to people talking technology in general, this would also be a great equalizer, because this is just going to touch on everything that that occurs and or supports or enables the the life cycle of all the programs that we use. So check that book out, Secret Life of Programs. Obviously, I didn't write it. I don't get any kickback. I don't have a link for you. I'm just saying Google it and like buy it. It's a good book. Okay, so and I said that. I think I did fuck up the focus. Oh well. Okay, why are those numbers the minimum and maximum int values? Why are those? Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. That's what I thought I would. But now I remember it was talking about the date. So yeah, let's see what they say. So the computers store integers in binary form with a fixed number of bits. A bit is a single 0 or 1. Each bit position represents a power of 2, base 2, to compute the value of a binary number. Add up each of the powers of 2 whose bit is a 1. Huh? For example, the binary representations of 38 and -94 using an 8-bit signed integer are shown in figure 4.1. Note that the bit positions are read from right to left. Signed means that the integer can represent positive and... Oh, signed means... See, I didn't know that. It can represent positive and negative values. Oh, like it had signed. Okay, gotcha. More about signed integers in a moment. So let's look at 4.1. So we read it from right to left. 2 to the 0, 0. 2 to the 1, 1. 2 to the 2 is 1? What? Oh, I see. Wait. I was hoping it would click just by looking at it, but it's not. Where's it coming from? Where? Why? Plus 2 to the 5th. Oh, okay. So the squares are read right to left. The equation is left to right. Okay. You say that plan. Okay, I get it now. So because this is a 1. So I guess we skip the zeros, if that makes sense. 0 has no value. So 2 to the 1 and then 2 to the 1. I forgot. Kindle's a piece of shit. I can't copy any of this stuff. I paid for this book and I can't copy from it. Oh, just let me. Oh, no. It's in the web app. It's in the web app, which is still whatever, but yeah. That's why I'm using the app in the first place. I forgot. So modern versions of iOS and macOS only support 64-bit software. So on these operating systems, int is a 64-bit integer. That means it has 2 to the 64 possible values. Imagine 4.1, only 64 bits wide instead of 8. So 64 blocks, is what you're saying? Okay. The power of 2 represented by the top leftmost bit would be -2 to the 63rd. Equals our number here. Yeah, it's breaking my brain a little. Okay, the power of 2, the power of 2 represented by the top leftmost bit would be 2 to the 63rd, which is that long ass number, which is the value you see for int min in your playground. And if you were to add up 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1, all the way through 2 to the 62, you would arrive, why 2 to the 62? Oh, it's 1 digit less. 807, not 808. Man, what the fuck? Hopefully this really doesn't matter because, yeah. And I've read that book. and they do cover this, but it also broke my brain in there. But it's interesting to see, just to see the underlying components and have a general idea. But I mean, you're not gonna, unless you're gonna go write drivers or something. I don't know. You don't need to know this, but I always give it a go. Try to make sense of it. I'll ask the AI later. If you need to know the exact size of an integer, you can use one of Swift's explicitly sized integer types. For example, int32 is Swift's 32-bit signed integer type. Use int32 to see a minimum and maximum value for a 32-bit integer. Okay. Oh yeah, so how do I, with Vim, how do I copy the whole line? Visual select. End of the line. Then I yank it. Okay, I yanked it. And now I want to key it. Man, that is so handy. I can see, man, wow. Okay, so now what does it want me to do? Print the maximum size of it. Maybe maximum value for a 32. Oh my god. There is 32 max. Oh. And 32 min. Is that? Yep. Okay. Command Shift Enter. Boom. Fuck with me. All right. I touched the mouse. God damn it. Shit. I need to decide if I want a tab key over here. Also available are int8, int16, int64. Also available. So they mean, oops. I var slap of type int, and then these thingies. That's a lot, man. Holy hell. Huh. Anyway, what was it? Capital A to get to the end of the line. And this one. Oh, I could have done DD. Oh well. Okay. Also available are N8, N16, and N64 for 8-bit, 16-bit, and 64-bit signed integer types. You use the size integer types when you need to know the size of the underlying integer. When you need to know the size of the underlying, such as for some algorithms, common in cryptography, or to exchange integers with another computer, right? Like in Spark. Freaking, oh, those are nightmarish, man. Even Spark with all of its awesome, I mean, it's a very powerful tool. It has a good API, but just in general, like those frameworks for ETL, any of them, I don't care how easy they say it is. What a nightmare. Okay, also available in N64, 8-bit, 16-bit for another computer. Where am I at? Such a... Oh, yeah. Such as sending data across the internet. You will not use these types much. Good Swift style is to use an int for most use cases. All the integer types you have seen so far are signed, which means they can represent both positive and negative numbers. Swift also has unsigned integer types to represent whole numbers greater than or equal to 0. Every signed wait, what? Swift also has unsigned to represent. Okay. Every signed integer type, int, int16, etc., has a corresponding unsigned integer type. Uint. Oh, that's what that is. Uint. Okay. I didn't know that. Huh. The difference between signed and unsigned integers at the binary level I just want to see this and go real quick. What the hell is this? Okay, well, glad I don't need to do it that way this time around. The difference between signed and unsigned integers at the binary level is that the power of 2, represented by the topmost bit, 2 to the 7 for 8-bit integers, is positive. Is positive and negative, respectively. For example, figure 4.2 shows the same bit pattern, 1010, 0110, represented as an 8-bit signed integer. How? What? I don't see where it does. What do you mean? What is... Oh, ha! I thought this was 4.2. This is listing 4.2. My bad. Jeez. And details. Okay, figure 4.2. There it is. Signed versus unsigned. I'm just gonna leave that there. And as I need to really understand this, come back to it. But the good thing is, oftentimes this stuff will get abstracted away for you, at least through some kind of tidy API. You know, if you're just writing apps, a lot of times I mean, there are libraries that will make it such that you don't necessarily have to make these considerations. You just need to know your tools. But yeah. Anyway, listing 4.3 maximum minimum values for unsigned integers. Right. Oh, you want me to do put more of this stuff in there? Where am I at? Xcode. So I got 32 max mint. Oh, so I'm adding this. You would add this. What's going on? Go down. The maximum uint value is oh. Cannot find. Oops. Okay. And then wait, how do I yank again? V0 Y J to go down, then P. Ah, yeah, baby. Okay, you went. Yeah, the minimum. Minimum uint value is min. Yep. The maximum. Oh, actually, so I need get rid of that. V $sign Y. That's just so much fun. Okay. Maximum value for a 32-bit. Unsigned. Oh, I don't have the integer is uint 32. Uint 32 max. And V and 0 Y J and the minimum or go minimum. How do you? I'm not gonna mess with the. I think you can jump to the word too. I'm pretty sure. I just need to use B and V. The minimum value for a 32-bit unsigned integer is uint 32 min. And the command shift enter. What is it? It is, oh, it's down here. The max value of the unsigned integer is that big ass number and 0. Okay. Yep. Like int, uint is a 64-bit integer on modern iOS and macOS. The minimum value for all unsigned types is 0. The maximum value for n-bit unsigned types is 2 int -1 or -1. For example, the maximum value course, 64-bit unsigned type is 2 to the 64 minus 1, which equals big ass number. Some quantities seem like they would naturally be represented by an unsigned integer. For example, it does not make sense for the count of a number of objects to ever be negative. Count of a number of objects to ever be negative. Yep. However, Swift style is to prefer int for all integer types, for all integer uses, including counts, unless an unsigned integer is required by the algorithm or code you are writing. The explanation for this involves topics we are going to cover later in this chapter, so we will return to the reasons behind consistently preferring int soon. Okay, which I assume has something to do with some kind of optimization. Creating integer instances. You created instances of int in chapter 2, where you learned that you can declare a type explicitly or implicitly. Refresh your memory by declaring a couple more ints in your playground. Okay. What's that? Is it GG? GG. Put at the top. Yeah. And now they want let number pages int equal 10 and let number of chapters equal 3. Okay. The compiler always assumes that implicit declarations with integer values are of type int. The compiler always assumes that implicit declarations with integer values are of type. Oh, I see. Okay. Like this on line 5. Yeah. However, you can create instances of the other integer types using explicit type declaration. Okay. Ah, damn it. Let number of, what is that? Hold on one second. Rolling with the hoes. Oh, TNC put out something new. X80. What? Man, I got people really triggered. Which I take no pride in, but you know, comment sections are just hold on a second. This slaps for someone who is tone deaf. There's this why are people so mad at this song? There's that, you know, that song. I don't know why it has so much hate on it. It's like, oh, Turigo. And people just like are hammering this poor girl's song. I mean, it's not the best song in the world, but it's not, you can't sit here and tell me that it's any more trash than like all the other shit that's getting put out. People are just so hateful, man. I hate to see that. Like, why are y'all straight hating on somebody? Like, there's no offensive messaging. It's just another like party anthem. I don't know. People love to pile on, not saying that much. You are okay. Okay. All right. We were doing number of peeps. Number of peeps is what? An unsigned integer that's equal to 40. And let volume adjustments. What do they call? Oh, camel case. That's what it's called. Okay, volume adjustments. 32. Okay, so what do we do? That number of people declared that unsigned. It's not a freaking escape. 0. No. $. It seems like it should be the other way around, but whatever. There we go. Okay. And now Command Shift Enter. Cool. What happens if you try to create an instance with an invalid value? Like what? -40? Right? That shouldn't work if. Wait. $. B. I. Negative. And that should be, yeah. Overflows when stored. Yeah, yep. That's what happened. Yeah. Well, we tried the same thing, so yeah. So the console will output, or the console output will indicate an error, and it do that. Integer overflow error. The compiler reports that the value you have typed in overflows when stored into a constant type of uint, unsigned integer. Overflows when stored into means that when the compiler tried to store your number in the type you specified, the number did not fit into the type's allowed range of values. All numerical types have limits on the numbers they can store, dictated by their size in bits. An int 8, for example, can hold values from -128 to 127. Yeah, you know, one of the most complicated things I ever had to work on was the goddamn, what do you call it? The barcodes, the 128 labels. Oh my god, doing that, getting those strings to come in correctly over RDP. What a pain in the ass that was. All right, so all numerical types they can store. A, for example, can hold values from. So trying to store 200 into int 8 overflows. The highest. Oh, I see. Yeah. The highest signed int 64 is over 9 quintillion, though. So it is unlikely that this limitation will ever be a problem for you. Remove the problematic code. Hell yeah, brother. Done. Okay. Listing 4.7, no more bad value. Remove it. Okay. See, and they even show you. That's nice. That's real nice of them. It's a great book. Operations on integers. Swift allows you to perform. Actually, hold on. Before I start, let me get another fucking drink of water. Oh, I gotta do another set. Gotta do another set. I see, you know, when I was a young lad, I didn't mind going to the gym for, 2-3 hours a day. It was, I don't know, it was fun back then. I was still learning a bunch of stuff about, my capabilities, my body, exercise in general, fitness. Certainly had a much bigger ego back then. Not to say I don't have one now, but the whole thing, the whole lifestyle, everything about it, right? It was just more entertaining. But as time went on, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely became less enchanted with that whole lifestyle. I think for me, when you start to realize that for one, I know everybody is not this way, but for me, I also had who knows, some of y'all might have seen me on YouTube before. I used to have another channel. It was, it wasn't a big channel. I think I got up to like 15,000 subs, but I was selling my own line of supplements, and I would order in bulk from this Canadian supplier. It was good stuff, but I was just, and I was always transparent about it. So basically, I would sell things effectively at cost. So I wasn't really making money off supplements. It was just, I just wanted good ingredients so I could give my customers something that was personalized, and then the actual value would come from personal training that I would do with them, and so we would just basically live on FaceTime, just strangers, that would watch me on YouTube, and then we end up spending all this time together because I was strict on them. We would FaceTime at least twice a day. My preference was like 4 or with every meal, and I'd only work with 2 people at a time. It's pretty pricey, but yeah, that was something that I thought I really wanted to do, and come to find out, people, it's odd, it's really weird. For some reason, there's a ton of people that really, and I'm not exaggerating here, I'll say, because I worked with over, in that whole time span, I don't know, probably, I'm just going to take a low-end guess and just call it 1,000 people, right? Or let's call it 500, whatever. Either way, I think it's a pretty decent sample size, because I can remember working with, oh, I'm out of breath. I can remember working with most age groups, probably up through right about 50 years old, men and women. So it was a nice little demographic sample size, and at a certain point, I didn't do it the whole time, but at a certain point I started, taking notes, jotting things down about the different demographics, and it was interesting because there was really no discernible difference regardless of the age group when it came to consistency and how many people would actually complete the regimens that I would give them. And what I'm getting at is people, for some reason, are more than willing to spend this money. I think I had a range of packages, so it was like from $1,200 to like $1,900, depending on, the level of whatever you wanted. But I was with you for 6 months, and it was a lot of time. So it's, whatever. The point is, people would so often just be okay with not doing shit. Like they want to spend, like to me, that it was that's expensive. I mean, that's not throwaway money for most people. And I was just always surprised that people are willing to spend that kind of money and still just fuck off. You would think that maybe the investment level will scale with the motivation level, right? Meaning the more people, like if you think about it, I just think about it this way. If someone wants to get in shape, you have a ton of choices, right? But let's just talk about services you can pay for that help you. They can go to a gym and pay, let's just say, $20 a month. Like there's Crunch Fitness and a bunch of franchises that charge, Planet Fitness, something like that. Pretty cheap. So even if you get the, Omega plan, right? You're paying maybe what, $20 a month? And let's just call it 25 to make the math easy. So over the course of 6 months, that's, well, I said it'd be easy, but wait, so 4 months would be 100. Yeah, so $150, right? Hopefully that's right. And so that's one route, right? You could just pay a gym, you get access to their facilities, right? Or, okay, but if you're more serious about it, then you would do something where that's where my service would come in, where you might seek out an individual that will help guide you every step of the way, because there's an understanding that there's more to it than just lifting weights and working out, right? It's really and truly more about your diet. So having that understanding, you reach out for help, and that service costs more. So in a 6-month time period, you can either invest, what did I say, $150 or $1,900. You would think that the person opting for the $1,900 option because I'm making an assumption that they understand that gyms are also available to them. And I know they know this. I'm just being facetious, but so you would think that those people would be the ones that would come in gun ho about it, but it's not true. What I discovered is people it's a very strange thing, and I can't lie and say that I'm not guilty of doing this in other areas of life too, but they actually just spend that money, give maybe 20% effort, and then completely blow it off by like month 2, and just fuck that money down the drain. They just give up on it. They never wanted to actually do it. And I feel like, well, I shouldn't say that. I can't say that. I'm not in their head. But I get the feeling that a lot of people will spend money on something that's going to take them through some kind of change, just like a programming language course, right? People will go buy all these courses, go buy books, enroll in whatever boot camp, and still not do it. It's just a matter of they want either to create an illusion to themselves or perhaps to some other audience in their lives. But my point is that they spend that money deep down knowing there's no actual real intention of really going after that thing. It's just such a weird thing to me. So, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I'm just getting my little juice break on. Do you like any type of fish? Yeah, babe, I like lots of types of fish. Salmon. Yellowtail. Tuna. I like catfish. I don't like how it smells, but I like to eat it. Yellowtail. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of fish that mahi is good too. How about fish I don't like? I'll name you popular fish I don't like. Tilapia is disgusting. But other than that, salmon. I love salmon. I don't know if I said that already, but yeah, I think as far as like common fish that people eat, I think tilapia is probably the popular one that I do not want to eat. Like I just think it's gross. But other than that, I mean, yeah, tuna is golden for me, and salmon, and yeah. My girl's asking. My girl's asking me. Down the hatch. Oh, Jesus. All right, y'all. Give me 30 more, 60 more seconds. Gotta use the restroom. Gotta let it out. Gonna mute. Why do you fill me up, buttercup, baby? I don't think those are the words, but that's okay. That's okay, because you ain't gonna stop me. Are you? You gonna stop me, bro. Man, I'm getting the itch to play some Halo. No lie. Now I can't even lie. The girls in here so fly. Sliding up and down that pole got me mesmerized. Mesmerized. Oh, excuse me. God dang. That's rude. Mesmerized. Mesmerized. Man, Mike Jones, is he still around? He has some good songs. I'm looking for a dime. Stop of the line. Face a little waist with the big behind. And obviously back then they didn't want me. Now, do I know any other songs? Probably not. Probably not. But if I heard it, I'd probably recognize it, but I can't just, off the top, just off the dome, I'm not quite a fan like that, but I like some of his music. Just give me a sec here. God dang, don't rush me. Don't worry about what I'm doing either. I'll admit you. But yeah, let me just comment real quick on this. On the whole J. Cole thing, apologizing, all that. Now, there's a lot of ways you can interpret that, but I know there's plenty of people that have already covered, the perspective of, like, nah, this is hip hop, that was weak, you shouldn't have done that. Which, part of me agrees with that, but given that I'm not like a super hip hop head, I'm just kind of like a casual fan, I would say. Then I also look at it from the perspective of, I mean, I know what he, excuse me, sorry. When I look at it from a business perspective, I think, you know what? He actually probably just made a good business decision because he knew it was going to be a problem for him, and it's better to just take it on the chin now. This is why I think he bowed out, because I'm not saying, oh, he's afraid of him or whatever. No, I think it was more calculated than that, and it was more about monies, But the problem was he was already openly a fan of Kendrick for a long time, so he took the route of attacking his bodies of work that he had already openly acknowledged as, masterpieces. Like he's been quoted on public record giving praise to Kendrick Lamar about his music, and that's great, and that's fine, and he should have, because it's good music. But the problem is the internet forgets nothing, and so the second he put out his diss track on Kendrick attacking his body of work, it's like suddenly you either lying or you were being fake back then, but none of it puts him in a good light. And so it was just a bad start off point. Like, I think he's talented enough that he could have been more creative with his whatever, angle, whatever diss, whatever insults he wanted to hurl at him. But I believe him when he says he didn't really actually want to be about that. Not with Kendrick. You know what I mean? So I don't blame the guy, actually. And my presumption is that he just took a long hard look in the mirror and said, man, the only thing this is really going to do probably is lose me fans. And let's be real, him apologizing didn't lose him any. None of his actual J. Cole fans that like his music give a shit about that apology. Now all these Oh, sorry. All these agents of chaos that love to create drama. Of course, they got a problem with it. Oh, J. Cole, this J. Cole, he ain't that, you know. But those people are silly, and they're always going to behave that way, irregardless of the subject matter. They're everywhere. Hell, they're in academia. They're just certain people. That's their MO. That's their modus operandi. That's how they get ahead. They tear other people down. It's best to just learn how to beat them at their own game, or learn how to move around, and put yourself in a position where in your domain, like whatever it is that you do, software, maybe you're a plumber, maybe you're customer service, maybe, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever you do. And wherever you are around those people, just find a way to stay ahead, get ahead of those people, and stay there. You be the boss. And you will. I mean, seriously, oftentimes, everywhere that I see those people, and I've interacted with a lot of businesses because, like I said, working in the ERP space, you do a lot of traveling, you see a lot of operations, and you see those, I'll just call them Karens for lack of a better term, you see them everywhere. They're never in charge. They're always around. There's a reason for that. If you're that person, if you're that negative Nancy, you're going to hit the wall. You will hit the wall. All right. Let's operation on integers. Swift allows you to perform basic mathematical operations on integers using the familiar operators plus, add, minus, subtract, and asterisk. Oh, I guess that's a hyphen, technically. Or a dash. You know what I got and I never use and I need to and I keep forgetting? This freaking thing. I need to report that. They need to put a fucking cursor there. Maybe hyphen is a double dash or that long line? Enter doesn't... Oh. Bro, y'all gotta fix that. Come on now. Canceled? It's canceled. I thought that'd be faster, but... Yeah, y'all gotta put a cursor in there. What? Thing. I haven't really used it since I... Well, what did I pay for that? 20 bucks? Dude, what the fuck? Ay. I didn't know there was an N dash. I always knew about M dash. So that's, when you see meant to be a hyphen, but is often used as a dash in informal context due to the convenience of typing. Oh, but it looks ugly as shit. Yeah, I hate that. Like on iPhone when it doesn't autocorrect to a hyphen or to a dash. That's weird. I always had those twisted out. I thought hyphen was always the shorter, so the hyphen is the shorter one. The dash is the long one. Okay. Yeah, right. Where were we? I don't know why that was so slow. Jeez. Actually, I think maybe I should just use the show. Yeah. And just use this. But doesn't matter right now. Okay. Where are we? Add and multiply. You can include these operations in your code in a playground. You can also just enter them to see the result. Try it. Okay. -1000. Oh, just right there. Just slap it in there. Slap it in there, baby. Yeah. Do you have to do space? You do not. Okay. A quick aside, usually the white space in your code, like the number of spaces you indent or any blank lines you leave, does not matter. If you prefer more or less indentation or blank lines than this book shows, that is fine, but occasionally white space does matter, and now is one of those times. When you're using an operator like plus or star that takes two operands, also called a binary operator, you can include space between the operator and its operands or not, but you have to make the same choice on both sides. Ah, okay. So you mean I can't do I can't do that. Yeah. Does that fix it? Okay, it doesn't. Yeah. Interesting, it doesn't tell you that's the problem. Or maybe it will if I try to run it. Yeah. But at least it points you right to it. Oh, wow. Hell yeah, brother. Cool. Okay. And this is cool too, right? That's cool too, right? And it is. Command, Shift, Enter. Yeah. Okay. Oh, in binary operator include space. Okay. For example, your last print statement could be print 5 times 6 or print, yeah. Okay. If you tried that, the compiler would think that you were giving the multiplication operator only one operand, and since star requires 2 because it's a binary operator, the compiler would give up. Just gives up. It is stylish to put spaces on both sides of a binary operator, so we would do that in this book. Stylish. Tilapia is so basic. If things get real tight, babe, never know. I might be eating tilapia. For example, wait, what am I? Sorry, I'm thinking about tilapia. Tilapia just grosses me out. It smells disgusting when you heat it up. Oh Jesus! I mean, well, most fish does, but that has a special kind of just stank on it, man. And just knowing how they live, like it's like pigs of the sea, you know. Okay, I guess the same. You can say the same thing about catfish, but still, like tilapias, they're bottom feeders, you know. So whatever, doesn't matter. Now, for example, your last print statement could. Okay, we read that. Back to. So we will do that in this book. Back to operations on integers. The compiler respects the mathematical principles of precedence and associativity. 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 Okay, that's probably right. The compiler respects the mathematical principles of precedence and associativity, which define the order of operations when there are multiple operators in a single expression. Sounds like. Back to operation on integers. The compiler respects the mathematical principles of precedence and associativity. Okay, so it follows algebra rules, which define the order of operations when there are multiple operators in a single expression. Okay, yeah, so it's algebra. For example, 10 plus 20, 30 minus 5, 5 times 6, 10 plus 2 plus 5. Yep, and it would do that first. Yeah, 2 times 5, yep. Yep. 25, 20. Okay. Yep. Both of these expressions above result in 20. In 10 plus 2 times 5, 2 times 5 is evaluated first. In 30 minus 5 minus 5, 30 minus 5 is evaluated first. Yep, you could memorize the rules governing precedence and associativity. However, we recommend taking the easy route and using parentheses. Oh, thank you for making them optional, because yeah, that's nice. And one of the languages that I doodled around with a bit, although it's far from a doodly language, was OCaml. It's an awesome language. It might be my favorite, like from a design perspective. It didn't have the. It just seems like it's going through a lot right now. So I mean, I spent like a week learning it and I enjoyed it, and I would recommend anybody that, like, if you're like a back-end guy, or if you work with a lot of data and performance isn't necessarily your immediate concern, although OCaml is by no stretch a slouch when it comes to performance, but only say that because it is GC'd, so like if that matters, you know, you should be aware of that. But I know they're working on a build to let you even opt out, which is crazy. Jane Street is, but that should tell you something. The fact that Jane Street is like the champion and they open source and like heavily really support OCaml, I mean, it should tell you something. But no, it's an awesome language. But yeah, it operated in a lot of the same ways syntactically, so you didn't have to put, you know, if you knew the rules, so if you paid attention in algebra, you know, and you're going to be an indie dev, which that's my plan. That's absolutely what I want to do. Then, you know, it's nice to have that style choice. So appreciate that. The result of any operation between two integers is always another integer of the same type. Actually, I'm gonna put that example in there because otherwise I will forget. Oh. Yeah. 10 plus 2 times 5. Yep. 10 plus 2 times 5. Same result. Command Shift Enter. Wait, that's not the same result at all. Oh, because I fucked it up. I do not remember my algebra. Capital A to get into the end. Close that bad boy up. Delete that bad boy right there. Escape to exit insert mode. Command Shift Enter to run the code. Booyah. Okay. Command Tab to flip back to the Kindle book. And sure. Yeah. Oh, you know what might be cool to put up here? I didn't. This actually might help me. Just initially, I had key or you know the thing that it just shows what you're typing on the screen. Let me turn that on. That actually will help me too. It's always so easy to find when. Oh, you know what? I think, as a matter of fact, I uninstalled it. If I'm not losing my mind, so let's go here. It's definitely here. Definitely here. Definitely here. There you are. Oh, I have both these. Keystroke Pro. Open. Input monitoring. What? I just did that. That's what I hate. These. I mean, I know that the apps are trying to be helpful, but fucking Apple. I wish they would let them suppress those system prompts when they're trying to get you there in the first place. It's confusing and fucking. It's even fucked up my machine before. That's why I got so pissed off like 2 years ago and returned my Mac because I was trying to install Carabiner. You know that program lets you remap all your keys and whatnot. And because of that, I don't know, it was a bug, but whatever. They fixed it. I'm just still salty about it. But yeah. They didn't fix the prompt thing though. Take a look, add permissions, did that, customize. Okay, so I don't need this. And I just want to show send a hotkey. Just enable and oh, I don't care about that. Appearance. Oh, that's neat. Maybe 85. Display. And put it. Oh wait, I'm over there. Normal. Oh, damn it. The second I saw that, I realized why. It doesn't even show you. Or no, it does if you do a. I think. Okay, it does. I think it might still be, maybe. Okay, so. What was. Print. It's gonna get on my nerves already, I can tell you that. I'm gonna move it to bottom right. okay. It just doesn't change, but okay. All right. The result of any operation between two integers is always another integer of the same type. It's not a whole number and cannot be represented as an integer. Swift truncates the fractional part, leaving just 3. Oh, I see. Oh. It's not, I guess it's a nicety, but you have to be kind of like JavaScript. You just kind of got to know what's popping off in your language. What did I do? Oh, yeah, I mean, you kind of just got to know, because I would rather have it do that, I think. Still. What the fuck? Escape. I. Yeah, okay. 11 divided by 3. Yeah. But let's see, where does it show here? I'm just wondering if wait, why doesn't it show these values? Oh, I'm not sending it to the okay, my bad. Da-da-da. All right. Well, it doesn't really matter. Well, I just don't look at you. Okay, so yeah, but oh, that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to put damn it, I keep doing that. Can I not put a slash? Why? Oh, it was throwing me off. Okay. So yeah, like this kind of rounding, or that's what we always called it, but you know, whenever I would encounter this a lot in SQL stored procedures, just this kind of, I would call it, like, in the confines of what our domain, I called it lazy because the other devs should have not, you know, they should not have been doing that kind of math anyway. It really should have been more explicit. But yeah, I just, you just got to be aware of it. And oftentimes it's the first place you should look, you know, if you're having any kind of mathematical, like, why is this math not mathing kind of a thing, probably are throwing away values somewhere along the line in the maths. Or we would have a lot of issues too, because we had to deal with numbers out to 8 decimals, and there's always different rounding rules depending on the transaction that you're doing. So like if you were doing scrap for raw material, you know, you round down, or if you're dealing with dollars like on AR invoices, then you want to round up to the nearest cent, or, you know, it was just always like different rules based off either GAAP, which is generally accepted accounting principles, or which those are not ones that you want to take, you know, liberties with, right? Like, sure, they're just guidelines, but if Big Brother is telling you to follow the guidelines, you probably should do that, especially if you ever want to, you know, go public someday. Otherwise, your math is going to be all fucked up, and at the end of every year, you're going to have like some, you know, crazy looking write-offs whenever it comes time to count inventory and all that. So it's better to just deal with it in your system. But anyway, yeah, we would deal with that all the time. So you just got to be aware of it. I guess that was the point. And then I went down memory lane. All right, so we know that it will truncate, and it'll truncate. You just gotta be aware of that. Swift truncates the fractional part, leaving it just 3. If the result is negative, such as negative 11 divided by 3, the fractional part is still truncated, giving a result of negative 3. Integer division always rounds towards 0. No. Where did that line go? Integer division always rounds. It's an interesting way of saying it. Rounds towards 0. Okay, it is occasionally useful to get the remainder of a division operator. Oh, here modulo coming. The remainder operator, %sign. Got sneeze. The remainder operator, %sign, returns exactly that. If you are familiar with the modulo operator in math, it's the same as equal to. And some other programming languages, be warned, the remainder operator is not the same. Oh, it's, yeah, a divided by b minus, wait. Yeah, a divided by b, and then you just get what's left. That's mod, or that's how it did it in OCaml. It is occasionally useful to get the remainder of the division operation. The remainder operator % returns exactly that. If you are familiar with the modulo operator in math and some other programming languages, be warned, the remainder operator is not the same, and using it on a negative integer may not return what you expect. Right, you would think that it would just be 2. But it's -2. So it adopts the sign of the what? Of course, Swift also provides a way to work with numbers that include fractional values, which you will see shortly. So I guess they're saying because 11 divided by 3 oh yeah, you take the highest divisor, so that would be 9, so you take 9 out of 11 and you're left with 2. And here I don't know, I'll put that another one to put on the, yeah, we'll see what they say, because I mean the first part makes sense to me, that's what I expect, but I'm not sure why. Or maybe I've just not encountered where it, because OCaml did it the same way, it would give you the same result. Of course, as with SQL. Of course, Swift also provides a way to work with numbers that include fractional values, which you will see shortly. Operator shorthand. Wait, of course. All the operators that you have seen so far return a new value. There are also versions of all these operators that modify a variable in place. For example, a common operation in programming is to increase or decrease the value of an integer by another integer. You can use the plus equals operator, which combines addition and assignment, or the operator, which combines subtraction and assignment. Try them out. Oh yeah, we did this with strings, and so we can do that here too. That's cool. So, okay, 11, let me get caught up on my 11. 11, 3. Let's save those. And 10x plus 10 x minus 5. As the results in the sidebar show, the expression, oh, let's run that. Command Shift Enter. Yeah, so increment by 10, 10 plus 10 is 20, and then decrement by 5. 20 less 5 is 15. Okay, yeah. So, as the results in the sidebar show, the expression x plus 10 increment. Wait, what do you call that again? You can use the, I guess there's not like a name for it. I need terms, I need labels. I need them. I need categories. As results in the sidebar show, the expression x increment 10 is equivalent to x equal x plus 10, and x decrement 5 is equivalent to x equal x minus 5. Yeah, there are also shorthand operations and assignment. There are also shorthand operation and assignment combination operators for other basic math operations. Oh, nice, 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 brother. Nice, brother. Ooh, mod of 1. That's cool. I don't know what it would do to the. Wait. Yeah. I'm gonna do it the ugly way. Times 2 x divided by 3 x modulo, the remainder and shift enter is 1. 15. Yeah, 15 multiplied by 2, yep, 30. Then divided by 3 is 10. And 3 into... Oh, right, it'd be 9 again, so 9 from 10 is 1. Okay. Cool. Overflow operators. What do you think? What do you think the value of z will be in the following code? Think about it for a minute before you type it in to find out for sure. What do you think the value of z will be in the following code? Let y equal integer. Oh. Let y equal 120. Let z equal... Yeah, I did think it'd be 130. So let's see what it is. Is it because it's a int 8? Is that why? I thought we were done with all that hacky shit. Let y. You know what gave it away? Because they said normally you would not do this. So go figure. Let z equal y because we're converting. Oh, so it'll scale whatever 8 times, because 8 into 64 and int is base 64. All right. Yeah. The playground encountered a crash and could not. Ghetto, bro. Okay. Can it run again? No, I gotta close it. Okay. Open numbers. And nothing's happened. It's not. What was that? Lame. All right. Let me try it again. Crashed again? Can it not? Is that it? That's the most code that Xcode can handle? Breakpoint. Reason EX breakpoint process has been left at a point where it was interrupted. Use thread turn X to return to the state before. Huh? Use thread return X. What does that mean? I wonder if... No, I'm not using... Yeah, it seems like... How do you do multi-cursor on this? No. Command Shift? No, that's not what I want. What the fuck, dude? Well, I can't do your, obviously it doesn't want to play your games, so I would just have to read about this part. Oh, I should have just read more. If you thought value be 130, you're not alone, but type it in. You'll find Xcode is showing you an error. Click on to see it more, to see a more detailed message, figure 4.4. What does execution was interrupted mean? Let's break down what is happening. Y is an int 8, so the compiler assumes y plus 10 must be an int 8 too. Oh, so it does, so that's what it expects, but why throw that? Okay. Therefore, the compiler infers the type of z to be int 8. Okay. When your playground runs, Swift adds 10 to y, resulting in 130. Before storing the result back into z, Swift checks that 130 is a valid value for an int 8. Ah, and it cannot be because it's bigger than 127. Oh, whoa, okay. But int 8 can only hold values from negative 128 to 127. 130 is too big. Your playground, therefore, that's what she said, hits a trap, which stops the program from running. We will discuss traps in more detail in chapter 23. Ah, damn, how many pages are there? 800 pages. I better know like everything by the end of this. Okay, but int can only hold values. No, where the hell am I? Oh, we'll discuss the trap more in chapter 23. That's when we'll learn how to gangbang and all that. For now, know that a trap results in your program stopping immediately and noisily. Yeah. Which indicates a serious problem you need to examine. Swift provides overflow operators that have different behaviors when the value is too big or too small. Instead of trapping the program, they wrap around. See what that means? Try it out now. Huh? Try it out now. The overflow addition operator is plus, and plus. Substitute it into your code. Why in the... Oh, Lord. I'm going to have to put this one in to go because I'm curious. Man, shit. Tab. Yeah. Okay, what do you want me to do? Let z equal ampersand plus I ampersand. And it's filling that. Hey, 120 negative 126. The result of overflow adding 120 plus 10 and storing the result into an int8 is 126, negative 126. Was that what you expected? No, it wasn't. Probably not, and that is okay. I know it is okay. To understand the logic of this result, think about incrementing one at a time. To understand the logic of this result, think about incrementing y one at a time. Oh, okay. Because y is, oh, literally started back over. It ends up at 126. Because y is an int8, once you get to 127, you cannot go any higher. Instead, incrementing one more time wraps around to negative 128. Weird. So it's like an actual... It's like crawling the actual structure of it. It has like a notion of wraparound. That's strange. Because y is an int8, once you get to 127, you cannot go any higher. Instead, why would you instead incrementing one more time? Wraps around to 128, so 120 plus 8 is equal to negative 128, because at 127, positive 127, you're at the end. So going 128, 1 over, I go back to the end, which is negative 128. Overflow. 120 plus 9 equals negative 127, and 120 plus 10. Hot dog, man. Okay. Okay. No, that's cool. That's cool, brother. I think I get that. I think I get it. Yeah, I think I get it. That's something. Boy, is it something? Boy, is it something? Okay, so you're saying, what was that? What was that show that? I think it was a Jordan Peterson interview. That chick that he like destroyed. I think she was British, and there was all these memes. She would just like grotesquely and blatantly twist and gnarl, like whatever he would say, she would give it back to him in this like the most egregious, fucked up kind of way you could interpret something. Sometimes just reaching, period. Like there was no tie-in. She just made it up. So she would always say, "So you're saying," and then say something totally heinous. I'm gonna have to watch that. Those are that and like the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. When those two things were going on, man, I was so entertained. Man, that was good TV or good YouTube or whatever. Okay, so they're saying that, just so I understand for my own edification. So if it's an int8, and then this dilly, yeah, so int8, and then on this side it's 127. Oh, sorry. 126, right? What is it? Yeah, 126. 128. And then over here is 127. Biggest they can be. Okay. And so then when we try to stick in 130, and I guess presumably it always, like, I guess this is the part that maybe I don't fully understand, but from what it is being described, it sounds like the entry point is always at the beginning of the block, or maybe it's, I got it backwards, but either way, it's like it goes here, and then since I'm 130, if I go all the way through, oh no, I started 0, otherwise that wouldn't make sense. Yeah, because it can't be that. So yeah, so we started 0. Now that's, yeah, okay. I knew I needed to model this out. So we started 0. And I guess that one should be pink actually. How did I get that pink color if... Oh. Yeah, so I come in at 0. I go out as far as I can to 127. And I got 3 left. And so... this should be green. And crawl back around. My stomach be growling. Oh, I didn't know you... Okay, well, I would have done that first. God, I really want these lines to connect. It's good enough. Okay, so now I've gone all the way around, so I get to 127. I got 3 left, right? I got 3 left by the time I get here. And so they're saying... $126. So is that right? Because I got 3 left, so 128. Or I get to 127, I got 2 left. I get 120. So I thought I guess in my head it should be -125, but I get what they're saying. Close enough, but that's like what I'm thinking. So, that's just new to me. I never thought about it in that way. Or I didn't know it operated in that way. I didn't know that was a thing. So, yeah, interesting. -126 is what they're saying. So that's where we end up. -126. Or an integer 8 on a conversion. Handling. I don't want to say conversion, wraparound, whatever they called it. Okay. Probably never look at that again, but that helps. All right, so where 126 there are. Oh, there are also overflow versions. Okay, we did that. We tried the 126. 2 negatives stored in 8 using would cause the underflow to wrap back around to give you positive 126. Integer operations overflowing or underflowing unexpectedly can be a source of serious and hard to find bugs. Swift is designed to prioritize safety and minimize these errors. Swift's default behavior of trapping on overflow calculations may come as a surprise to you if you have programmed in another language. Most other languages default to the wraparound behavior that Swift's overflow... Oh, they default to that. I was wondering why you would want to allow that to happen. Especially in the case where it comes back as a negative, where the underflow or overflow would cause it to come back negative, given that the integers are positive. So you would hope that the compiler or the runtime, whatever, based on the language, would catch that for you. So, okay, cool. So a big win for Swift, because I didn't know that. So I wonder if wait, why must we get this error? Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, so let me see. me see what this looks like. Go. God damn. Why did it throw that up there? That's definitely not valid. Go. This looks correct. Let number of pages. Oh, we saw that. Where's the? Y. So integer 8, 20. It's not much different. But they don't. Yeah, they don't have the special operators. Oh, I see. So it would, like they're saying, it would just allow for it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if that's true of Go. What? I'm a fucking nerve sometimes, bro. Like the whatever, bro. My repels. I just want to run this in Go real quick. 3 dots. Does that have 3 dots? Ah, papa. Why? I don't think that'll run. Is it gonna run? Oh, yeah, it might. This has to be. Oh, yeah, I didn't have let. Is it const? Aye. Let. Where's find and replace? Under here. Let const. And hiya. Fucking fix it. Oh, I see it. Oh well, I'll let it do it. Advanced. I paid for this for a year and I never use it because it's not worth it. There's too many. I think it's worth it if just to learn and whatnot. But the problem is that the second you want to do anything and like interact with your files or a simulator, or there's just not. I guess if you're a JS dev, this could be cool, but like not for anything else really. I just want to see if it does do that. It just gives me an overflow. Oh, so then they're lying. I mean, so Go protects against it too. It doesn't just let you do it. So there must be an explicit operator there too. But actually, what's cool? There is one good thing about this. I shouldn't say that. It's a good service, but their AI is one of the few. It's like it's its own thing. It's not ChatGPT. It's not just sitting on top of that. It's I mean, it's pretty good, but I'm gonna ask it to see if it can do this. Oh, it's literally the same thing. And plus. They must all just get together and like design stuff. Eight. Z. Well, it guess it doesn't matter because we're not learning Go. I'm just curious how it. Okay, confuse myself even more. Okay. Integer operations overflowing or underflowing. We saw that. Swift's default behavior of trapping on overflow calculations may come as a surprise to you if you have programmed in another language. Well, I guess it makes sense because Go is, I guess, technically a modern language too. So it would make sense that it would have that kind of safety versus like, I assume C and C++ wouldn't have such things, but it doesn't really matter. The philosophy of the Swift language is that it is better to trap, even though this may result in a program crashing, than potentially have a security hole. There are some use cases for wrapping arithmetic. So these special operators are available if you need them. Yeah, okay. I was curious. I think I'm gonna. How long have we been on this? God damn, almost 3 hours. Yeah. And I know I'm gonna move through it kind of slow because I do want to observe like these kinds of concepts because I think if you don't stop and understand what's actually, you know, like you need to grasp fully, in my opinion, you need to grasp fully, you know, the full, like you take it sentence by sentence and you need to understand what's being said. Like it's important. And even if you can't get there, go and look. Like, you know, I hit 2 or 3 walls today, like trying to understand the, you know, the integer math and the uint versus, you know, signed, unsigned, all that shit. But still, I think with experience, because it would always happen this way. Because I can remember a time when even SQL felt just so foreign to me, and it's like all you can do is just keep surrounding yourself in it. You know what I mean? Anyway, off the fucking soapbox. Just saying. That's just my methodology. So that is why I do the things that I do. Is what I do. The philosophy. I'm losing it. The philosophy of the Swift language is that it is better to trap, even though this may result in a program crashing. Okay, yeah. So now that I say that a little more slowly and I think about it, that's exactly Go's opinion on the matter too. So that makes sense. So there are some use cases for wrapping arithmetic, and then I said all that, and now I finally get back to remembering what I was actually going to do, which is, what are some use cases for wrapping arithmetic? Let's ask the Oracle. What are some common use cases for wrapping arithmetic? In the context of programming in Swift or other languages. Wrapping arithmetic is a technique programming where operations that, Wrapping arithmetic is a technique in programming where operations that exceed the max or min limits of a data type cycle back around to the beginning, or end of its range. This concept is used in various programming languages, including Swift, to handle specific scenarios where such behavior is desirable. Here are some common use cases for wrapping arithmetic across different programming contexts. Circular buffers and data structures like circular or ring buffers. Wrapping arithmetic helps manage the buffer indices seamlessly. When an index reaches the end of the array and needs to loop back to the beginning, Wrapping arithmetic ensures this happens automatically without adding additional conditional logic. When an index reaches the end of the array and needs to loop back to the beginning. I love that they added, this is actually really handy. What exactly do you mean by the beginning? Please expound. Expound. I'm referring to the start of the data range, like an array. In a circular buffer, the elements are organized. Okay, so it's 0. Okay, that was my question. So I guess earlier when we were looking at that funky box I drew, the entry point is 0, so that is the. So, oh, so 0 counts. That's why it was 126 and not 125. I got you. Or negative 126, not 125. Because in reality, I would have gotten around. Yeah, okay, I see. So this isn't actually 3, it's 2. That's why it's 126. That makes sense because you count 0. Okay. So like in I'm trying to think of watching one of Prime's videos. I remember there's some language that maybe it was Raku. It was some weird language, but you know, it was the index started at 1, like by default, and everybody groans and moans. But I guess okay, so that yeah. So some do it, but not here. And I just didn't understand that. But now that I understand why it was 126. Booyah! See what I'm talking about? In real time, close out an issue, gain some understanding. No, that's great. I feel better now. Just me personally. So yeah. So what's next? Okay, so better let it crash. Otherwise, yeah. So you're playing it safe language, protecting you from bad decisions. Converting between integer types. So I think I'm swifted out for now. I'm gonna do some more working out, and then if you like Halo, if you like to watch somebody clap cheeks online, and I'm not talking about porno, I'm just talking about first-person shooter. Sorry. If you like Halo, or you know, just like me, come watch me later. I'm gonna be streaming Halo. I stream it every night. I'm doing 100 days of Halo, trying to get my skills back in the Halo game. Man, have I fallen. But I think I'm in the mix. Like I'm getting it back. Okay, I'm 20. Today will be day 24, and I'm in the mix, getting some skill back. So it's not like horrendous to watch. It's ranked only. Halo Infinite for now, but yeah, I may switch off to other games. I don't know yet. But for now, I'm having a lot of fun with Halo. Try not to let my baby die. I don't want Halo to die. Gotta protect it. All right, y'all. I'm gonna do this again tomorrow as well. The Learn Along, so it'll be Learn Along or Swift Learn Along episode 3. Tomorrow we'll pick back up with converting between integer types. I hope you learned something. I hope I see you again. Give me a sub. Give me a like. Give me a bite. Give me a trike. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Good night. Well, wait. Yeah, I mean, not good night yet. I'll see y'all in a few hours, though, if you come back to the Halo stream. Okay, goodbye.